All right. So, chat, you guys showing me the beginning of this, or at least one of these questions. I wasn't crazy about it, but I'm gonna hear them out. I didn't like it initially, but let me listen. Let me listen, okay? All right. So they asked Wemby about what surprised them coming into the NBA.
Surprised me the most how
Can you guys hear this? It's turned kind of low.
truly like the best of the game in a good way. Some of them are really impressive and inspiring in the way they approach the game every night, but others that I used to like and now I'm just like, nah, I'm not sure that they deserve, they don't seem like they put as much work as I thought. I'm not disappointed, but I'm like that's it. But some of them, talking like KD, I got to know Rudy Gobert even more with the national team. I know their work ethic. I know how they, how they view the game, and it's really inspiring. And I want to do the same as them. Now I've seen the behind the scenes, and I know it's for real.
I wonder who he's talking about. Okay, now listening to it in its entirety, I don't hate it as much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want Wemby is so good. Okay, he's so ridiculous good. By far, I need to probably throw this out there. By far, my favorite player in the NBA. Obviously, my favorite player in the NBA. He's my favorite player on the Spurs. Like, he's absolutely ridiculous. You said Ben Simmons? Has he been around Ben Simmons? Has he? Kawhi load management Leonard? I don't know who he's talking about. It sounds like he's talking about active stars in the NBA right now. I'm thinking Joel Embiid. Maybe. Now he's always looked up to KD, obviously. So it's no surprise there. And KD does put in that work. I just wonder who he's talking about. Anyways, the reason why I didn't like this initially when I just first listened to like 6-7 seconds of it is that I don't know how to phrase this any other way, right? And I haven't really had time to think about it, but it's like it's been this weird vibe this season or coming into the season with Wemby that I don't want him to get too far ahead of himself, right? Like mentally, I don't want him to like get, I'll just say it. Let me just plain speak. I don't want him to get cocky. I'll just be honest. He is one of the best players in the NBA. He's going to be one of the greatest ever. I don't want him to get cocky. And it seems like it's been a few times where I was like, oh, that's kind of strange, like him initially going at the media. I know that seems like kind of some harsh language, but when he was like, I don't owe anything to none of you guys, like that's cool. That's whatever. But then it was also like on the court where he got super frustrated with Barnes. And I saw plenty of people in the comments saying, well, he missed a lob. I like the passion. I like that but he was physically really upset with him. It's just one of those things that kind of, I'm worried about. I'm slightly concerned. Okay. Slightly concerned. That's the only thing. He's speaking facts though. This load management area is pretty entitled. They want the money, but don't want to perform at the highest level. That's fine. But you gotta, those, I guess it depends on what superstars he's talking about, but even those superstars, let's just be real, okay? Look, you guys know I'm Clan the Spurs fan, okay? I absolutely love Wemby. I need to preface everything by saying this because I don't want to upset anybody. Those players, if he's talking about star players in the NBA that don't put in as much work as he does, they are more successful than Wemby is currently, right? Like I would just tell it how it is. Those players, as it stands right now, are more accomplished than Wemby. Will Wemby get there? Of course, I believe Wemby would get there. He puts in the work. He plays tough or whatnot. But I step back and I'm just saying, hey, I just need a little bit of humility. Just a little bit. Just a little humility here, right? He might be talking about Anthony Edwards. I don't know, though. It's Luka. Luka literally went to the finals. It seems as if he's talking about players that are already established in the NBA and he saw it behind the scenes, and it's like, oh, they're not as good. And it's been a few instances of this with Wemby where I didn't really like some of the stuff he said, right? You guys remember when he was talking about, gosh, what was it? Was it drinking? Or was it weed or something? You guys remember that? And he said something in the lines of, I don't have to do any of that because I don't have to overly compensate for it. That was something where I was like, what? Like, I have nothing to overcompensate for. Like, that's what he said. Like, I'm happy or something like that. He's like, I have not, like, it was just strange. It just came across as like a little judgy. But like some people brought up in the chat, you know, maybe it's a, you know, French cultural thing, but, you know, at the same time, I don't know, I'm slightly turned off by that, you know? I know that this take will give me some heat here, right? Like, a lot of people will see this and be like, I like that grind mindset. But I feel like you can have that grind mindset. And it's plenty of times where I saw Wemby, you know, say stuff that just exerted confidence in himself and believing that he's going to be somebody that's going to be successful in the NBA, and that he believes in his teammates, and you know, he's holding everyone accountable, especially himself. Just don't want to get to the point where it's like, it's not start clowning your peers in the league, because all the stars in the NBA right now are more accomplished than you are. That's all. But I mean, obviously this is true. It's not a matter of if it's true or not, you know. Feels weird a little bit. Oh, wait. That's the first time I heard you really get on Wemby. Well, I talked about the weed thing too. I thought that was strange. I was like, why did you phrase it like that? Like, just say that's not something I do. I do like that grind mindset 100%, but it has very sociopathic undertones. I mean, I won't go that far and say like anything like that, but I do know what you're saying. That's the word right there, right? The undertone. It's like an undertone to it. It's like a little bit of a smugness to it, you know, that I'm just not crazy about. Like you said before, he's honest. Yeah, I mean, he's honest, you know. He's honest. It's just I don't know. I just want him. I want us to get there first, you know. I want us to get there first. Tim Duncan always had a little bit of smugness to him, a little bit, but I don't recall him saying anything like that. Like, especially early on. I don't know. And Wemby's a sponge. He works extraordinarily hard. Everyone says it. Everyone talks about it. He talks about it. He has so much respect for Sohan because he says that Sohan's the first one in the gym. When he goes in, usually Sohan's already there. All these things are important to win a championship. We have the foundation to win a championship, right? But we wouldn't accept this, like answering a question in this way by anybody else. Anybody else. Brian Wright, yeah, still fairly new as the Spurs GM, but he's been doing a great job, right? We haven't won anything yet. I wouldn't be crazy, even though I praise Brian Wright, I wouldn't be crazy if he came out and he started, if they asked him a question and he said, you know, a lot of teams just don't put in the work, you know. I really looked up to the GM over at the Phoenix Suns, but he just doesn't put in that work, you know. He just doesn't. Like, I don't think any of us would be like, dude, you gotta win a little bit, like, you know, you gotta do a little something. Gotta remember, Vic was highly sheltered. Has been eat, sleep, grind ball since before his voice broke. Oh yeah, I understand that. A lot of players are like that. I mean, it's not me saying he's inherently like a bad person or anything like that, or he was born smug, or like, it's none of that. I understand, you know, the reality of it. That's how he grew up. I mean, a lot of us, most of us, all of us, I don't know why I said most of us, are in some ways a product of our environment and our upbringing, right? But I don't know. It just seemed like last year we got a little bit more humility from Wemby, and because this is before, pretty sure this is before the preseason, right? He got the braids and everything. This is a minute ago. But seeing him in the preseason, it's like he got a lot of rust to shake off. And these games in the preseason, I felt like he got a little overly zealous. Like some of the pull-ups were like, whoa, what do you don't have to do. You don't have to do all that. Like the Spurs were playing so well together, and it's like, man, continue to pass the ball, be a good teammate and whatnot. Definitely more humble last year. Yeah. So let me reiterate. No hate towards Wemby. I still love Wemby as a player. He's still my favorite player in the NBA. Phenomenal talent. It's just I'm hesitant with stuff like this. In its entirety, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still. I'm not crazy about just calling out people, your peers like that. And I've been consistent with this. Okay? I've been consistent with this. Remember DJ did something, similar to that. I didn't like it then. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm not crazy about it. And I mean, to be fair, I guess Sohan has done it with LeBron, right? Yeah, Sohan did it with LeBron. I guess Sohan is more so like he wants to be hated. Like he kind of takes that role like I don't know. It's kind of strange. I don't know if Sohan actually believes like LeBron is a bad player or anything, but I don't know. He trolls so many people till, I think he was really just trying to piss off Lakers fans. Let's see. Like everyone does, he's eventually be humble, but his takes aren't seriously bad, at least not the level of Ant Edwards. Anthony Edwards had some bad takes about players? Anthony Edwards has bad takes about life. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to become the San Antonio Bad Boys. Maybe. I don't know. Sohan exceedingly more blatant in his call-outs, especially on Twitter. Yeah. But it's like with Sohan, it's like he's actively trying to get under your skin. Like that's, even with the Spurs, that's his role, to get under your skin. I don't know. Where Wemby is the legitimate leader of the team, and it just worries me a little bit. Oh, yeah, Ant did say that. Ant said, other than MJ, his era has no skill. That's right. Anthony Edwards, yeah, that was a moronic take. I forgot about that. Wemby feels like he's going down the KD path a little in terms of personality. Oh, I hope not. I think Wemby would be a better leader than... Not to say KD isn't a leader by example, but, I think he'll be a better leader than KD. This is a blanket statement. Every locker room has players who don't work as hard, and every locker room knows it. Yeah. I mean, I got you. Well, Wemby is not on social media. Yeah. It seems like every time he posts something, it's not actually him posting it. Look what he said about Jason Tatum. It's not bad, is it? I feel like if it was bad, I would have known about it. I don't know. I'm scared to play the clip because I feel like I'll be copyright strike. What did he say about Tatum? Tell me what he said about Tatum, and then we'll end it. I'll trust you. I trust you, July. You're a mod. Wemby's right to be proud of his work ethic when he sees other stars who don't have it. I suppose you can be proud of your work ethic without like saying other people didn't don't work as hard as you do. But I mean, I understand he's saying like, there's players in the NBA that I looked up to and now I don't because they don't work that hard. But yet and still, I still believe those guys are still more accomplished, Not really, boy, just cocky. LOL, it was on the documentary. What'd he say? The talking needs to be done on the court, for sure. For sure. Yeah. They say never meet your heroes. That is true. Speaking of Tatum and Wemby, you see the little skit? Yeah, I've seen it. The commercial. You seen Tatum trying to get me on the switch, lock his butt up 2 times. Tatum was talking crazy, saying, "Yeah, I'm here." Then I said, "I'm coming again," talking about best player in the league. Y'all tripping? He didn't say that. And Wemby didn't say nothing like that. Who said that? Bro, that's Ant. Ant said that? Okay. I'm like, Wemby definitely didn't say nothing like that. Now, I know Wemby a little, he could be a little cocky. He didn't say nothing like that. That's crazy. I think July meant Ant. Oh, okay. No, well, I guess Ant does go with players. But that's more so like on the court. Ant jokes a lot. He jokes around a lot. You said to tell you what Ant said. I thought you were talking about Wemby. I don't know. I read it wrong. All right. Ending segment. This went on too long anyways.